Okay, so for the console, I am going to route the drums to channel 9 and 10. Okay, so now we have that there. We are going to do the bass. So bass, I put to 15. I like to go, is this stereo? Stereo. Okay, so this is stereo. The bass is supposed to be mono. So we're gonna take it in Pro Tools, split it in mono. Okay, great. And then I'm gonna take this and this, deactivate those channels, and then we're gonna hide. And then I'm gonna select my output, and I'm gonna go to 15. Okay, great. And then we're gonna take all the guitars. The guitars are gonna go to 17 and 18. Seventeen, 18. Keys. And we don't have any lead instruments, so keys can go to 13 to 14. Now, all these are physical outputs, so they are going to the Orion, which you can see here. All those outputs are being sent to the console. Oh, the organ. Okay, let's see. Doon, doon, doon. Vocals are easy. All this is going to 23, 24. So we're going to go output 23, 24. I want the organ on its own channel. So let's go with the organ to, I have, what do I have available? I have a 21, 22. So 21, 22. Okay, so okay, we're getting some signals. Where are these signals coming from? Ah, okay, so what I have to do right now, I gotta zero out the board because we have things going to the effects. Okay, so the kick is playing for me and it's not routed. Okay, so nothing is playing now. Everything's going to the board. Everything is zeroed out on the board. So we are dealing with no sound, no sound. Okay, so let me get the stuff here so I can control everything. All right. Now, I usually create outputs from here into I create auxes that I can route the input of the console because right now everything's going to the console, as you can see here on the Orion. Everything's playing. We're playing outputs from 9, 10 to 23, 24. This is my mic talking to you guys, and we don't hear anything because of the limitations of the setup for OBS. I actually have Ableton open. You guys can see Ableton right here. And let's play the track from the top. We went to the top. Oh yeah, okay. So you can't hear anything, but let's just do some quick stuff. All right, so I am using Ableton as my capture system, and that's capturing the audio from the Orion, and then that's going out to you guys. So now we're gonna go over the board, and I'm gonna start routing stuff in the board. Okay, let's stop here. Okay, great. So first thing I'm going to do now is route everything in the board. Well, I'm going to label the board. So when you're working on a board, we use board tape. So I am going to do this. Label all the inputs I have so I know where I put stuff. Different color Sharpies for different color, for just to make it easier on my eyes too. The color coding is always clutch just so you can not lose things, because you look at the console, every channel's the same, every channel's got the same stuff. Okay, so we start with drums. That's 13, 14. I have bass is 15, so one thing I do with the bass, I do bass 15, but then I do the bass parallel compression I put into 16. Guitars are 17, 18. 13, 14 we have keys. Okay, then the organ is on 21, 22. So organ, then vocals back here at the very end. Okay, so that's what it's going to be filled up for now. And then so if you've caught a stream of mine before, you know that in the inputs, I'm gonna put the inputs. I have a aux system where I have music, drums, music, vocals, FX. I do the same thing here on the console. I haven't labeled that yet, so we're gonna do that right now. So 17, 18. So drums come into 1 and 2. 3 and 4 is going to be music. 5, 6 is the Vox, and 7, 8 is effects. Okay, so these are the master groups of the console. I have these buttons over here. You can see me press them. Yeah, I don't have the line long enough. You know what? Let me see. So on each channel, I can assign them to a group, which is up here. So 1 and 2 is this group is going back into the Orion as my cons for my drums. So first 2 channels going to 1 and 2, bus here. So the keys, they're part of the music stuff. So I'm gonna put them into 3 and 4. Bass, the same thing. 3 and 4. Music, 3 and 4, 3 and 4. And then vocals are going to 5 and 6. Okay, so now I'm going to play the mix, and you're going to see all of these come back in Tableton. So let's see. From the top.
Here comes the night owl, walking through my door. What a fool you've been. I don't love you no more. Well, now they're trying to tell me what a fool you've been. Well, now we've done it over. I don't love you no more. Well,
Okay, cool. So everything's working. Let's go take this to the board. Okay, I'm turning off all the EQs because I'm gonna do everything fresh. I'm gonna turn up some. I'm gonna turn on my power amp so I can hear through my NS10s and my mix cubes. Right now, I'm listening to everything through the down audios. I kind of want to start with the NS10s. It's a rock track, and I just want everything to sound cool. I'm also going to turn off my sub. I have a little foot switch here, so give me a sec. Okay. All right, this is a learning experience for everybody.
A couple of weeks ago, I met this girl at a bar, and she wanted to meet up with me after I got off work, and she was
so I'm going to create a click track because I'm going to be using outboard gear. And I want it to, I'm going to manually tap it in.
A couple weeks ago, I met this girl.
I'm actually going to turn all this off for 1 second because the click and the music there's latency to them. Okay, we got that. Okay, to turn off the click.
A couple weeks ago, I met this girl at a bar, and she wanted to meet up with me after I got off work. And she was with her friend at the time. Her friend came up to me and asked me for her number.
Here comes the night owl, walking through my door. What a fool you've been. I don't love you no more. Well, now they're trying to tell me what a fool you've been. Well, now we've done it over. I don't love you no more. Well, I know what you've been put.
Okay, cool. So we got that going. Now we got to figure out the. Okay, we got to add an amp. So I want AC30 type sound. Let's see. Overload. Slate. Okay, let's see if they have AC30. Okay. Amps. That's a cab. Uh-huh. Okay, this should be AC30, I would say.
Here comes the
Let's see. I'm trying to remember. It's been yeah, I think I had this. No, I think that's an amp. Okay. This guy for sure. So that guy for sure needs an amp. Let's go back to that plugin. Let's go to Jazz 12. Okay, that preset sounds good. So what we're gonna do is this. I'm going to commit this because I don't want it to take DSP. I'm trying to just work on the console for today. So let's hear this. And we're going to use the same app for these other two channels. And the same thing, we're going to commit. Here you can hear them. Yeah, there you go. So I have two fader interfaces I'm going to be using. I have the console you see here, and then I have my artist mix. And with the artist mix, I will be checking into what goes into the console because I have subgroups from the mix to the console. I can control those individually in the Pro Tools from what's going out there, and then I can control what goes back into the computer through these faders. Okay, so first thing we're going to work on right now is going to be the drums. Okay, so I'm making a decision here that I'm going to route the claps to a different output on the console. Currently, they are going to channel 9 and 10 output here. That's 9 and 10 in the console. So I'm going to get these bad boys over here, and then I'm going to put them into 11 and 12. Now, reason being, I want to use reverb exclusively on these and not the rest of the kit. So I got to go to these channels and make sure they're routed to the right. Yeah, so these are routed to drums. So now I have two channels. I have 9 and 10 drums, and these are claps. But I'm going to send claps. I'm going to send the claps into the effects unit. Yeah, so there we go. Now we're hearing some delays from the TC Electronics, some reverb. Let's see what the other. So I have the TC Electronics return right here, and that's being routed to the effects up here. So watch. You're not hearing any of the reverb. And now you're hearing the reverb. Okay? All right, so yeah, and I think that reverb's really cool. Like, I'll turn off the reverb for a second. Yeah. Now let's take a look at the drums. I'm gonna play with the EQs. So I'm adding a little bit of low end on the EQs. The wonderful thing about the EQs from the Toft is that they're extremely musical EQs. They're not surgical at all. There's a lot of the moves are very, I would say, wide, and hence it making it musical. So let's go ahead and play this back. Okay, here we go. I'm just trying to check out the stuff through the stream. I'm hearing the stream on my earphones, and I'm just want to make sure I can get the low end kicking from the EQs. And yeah, I dig where that went. All right, so I'm gonna keep messing with the EQs. So the EQs from the console are bringing the drum kit to life. So I'm going to play you the kit right now without the EQs, and then we're going to AB it. Cool. Here's the kit now. So now the kit's with the EQs added on. I'm going to add the the claps back onto the mix too. Or not. Here we go. With claps. Yeah, there we go. And I have to go back to Ableton and see where the level coming in is at. Very healthy. But you can, do you see this? It's not even, so I have to manually adjust this. Okay, so let's add the bass. Okay, here we go. Play that again. Awesome. There we go. So one thing I'm going to do is I'm going to bring back I had a stereo bass. I split it into left and right to get a mono bass, which I'm going to do that here. So this bass is going to go to channel 16. So output 16. This is my para bass. And I'm going to do one thing real quickly. I'm going to import the sound I like for this. Let me see. Wow, I don't have that, do I? All right, we're just going to do this by memory. I don't have, with adding the new camera, the third camera to this, I can't pull up my hard drive. Learning a lot today on this one. Okay, so let's find the not the SSL. I am a big fan of this guy right here. The Empirical Labs Fatso Senior. So we're just gonna squash this. Yeah, we want warmth all the way to the 10. Filter it for, yeah, like that. Okay, let's see right here. Okay. I like this. I want to, yeah. So I'm trying to hit some of the sound here that it creates. Okay, let's go back. Yeah, there we go. We want to try to get it heavily compressed. Yeah. Okay. So I really like that. I've been getting a lot of the warmth from this plugin. I set up so I'm getting the mid-range, low mid-range around 200. But let's play around with this setting. Yeah, right here it's giving it a pop. And I want that pop from the bass on this track. Yeah, no. Okay, this is where it's at right here. This attack, a later attack. And then the release, let's see. All right, this, okay, we're getting somewhere here. Cool, let's, hey, perfect. Okay, this is going great. So we're gonna, now I'm going to commit this track. Where are you, mouse? Okay, so I'm committing the track with the plugin, and that's going to get fed into the console. And then we'll do some additional. EQing in the console, and I'll blend the original signal with this compressed signal. So let's see. Okay. Okay, cool. I'm going to play around with having both of these signals in the console and trying to get a good match, a good balance. So right there, I was checking phase. When I hit the switch in phase, the signal completely died out. And I'll play it for you guys again. I like to check phase a lot to make sure that things aren't getting canceled out. All right, we're going to bring back the drums. Give me 1 second, though. We're going to take these. And this is going to be the VCA drums. VCA drums. Cool. Going to create a VCA track. So quick keys to add a track, Command, Shift, N. And that's going to pop up the window here. I'm going to go drop down to, that's going to be stereo, or is it stereo? VCA math, yeah, there's no, it's just VCA. We're going to call it VCA drums, boom. Group, VCA, and then when I solo this, all the drums get soloed. Okay. Cool. So here, the next big instrument is the organ, because that's throughout the whole song. So I'm gonna play this. So that's what we're gonna focus on right now. I'm gonna let's hear this. Okay, so I'm gonna do some EQing from the console for the organ. Okay, so that track is doubled. Man, I'm slipping on the stems game up for my own self. So let's see. Okay, let's take a listen to the organ. I did some EQing. I did a lot in the top end. With a console and like hardware EQs, you get a lot of it doesn't feel brittle when you go crazy on the high end. It like opens it up, it gives it life. So I was able to do that in the console, which is also a reason why I chose the console for this mix. But let's listen to it and be. Okay, now here it is without the EQs. Totally different characteristic. It just to me, it brings it to life in a wonderful way. So I think we should add a little delay from that bad boy. Let's go. I talk like my son, but here we go.
She told me she's from Sacramento, that she wanted to slide down to see me. A couple of weeks ago, I met this girl at a bar, and she wanted to meet up with me after I got off work. And she was with her friend at the time, so I came up to me and asked for her number.
Okay, so I like it. I think it's great. I want to actually bring the delay into the mix, but for the guitars. But so let's keep listening.
A couple of
Okay, so the other thing we're gonna do, I'm going to group these basses. I'm gonna hide this. Boom. Group. What is this? We're gonna do VCA bass. So this is a cool thing about Pro Tools Ultimate. You can do all this fun stuff. Let's go same. VCA. Oh no, bass. Then I gotta come here, drop down, select the group, bass group, and with this one fader, I control both. Oh, here you go. So I always flip this. I put bars up top. I put time down there, so I can move around by bars. Okay, so I'm gonna work on this key section real quickly. So it's looped, which makes it easy. Okay, so I'm going to add the line 6 into the routing. But before I can do that, I gotta get the tempo set. So okay, let's turn off the click. There we go. Okay, hold on. I'm just trying to dial in a sound. This is a fun part about having analog gear. You spend a lot of time pushing moving knobs, and all that stuff, as opposed to like just and listening. It's a different way to work, really different. I love the console feel. I love effects out of board gear, but for myself and the way that my workflow, it doesn't always work out. It takes a lot longer. Uh, and you'll see at the end of this, I won't actually leave the mix on the board. I'm gonna print stuff back in so I can finish it in the box. And that's just so I can do it anywhere. Because if I need to make revisions, I got to be here. If otherwise, I can't do it. So here we go. See, we're having issues here. Consoles. This is the problem. That is called exercising your inputs, your outputs, and your buttons. That's what this whole board thing. One of the downsides. Okay, so I have the organ, the keys. I'm happy with all that stuff. Now we're gonna tackle the guitars. So the high EQ of the Toft has a button where I can select either 8K or 12K, and I'm starting to see that each instrument I test the 8K and the 12K, and I'm finding which one responds better to it. I think the strings I was at 8K, then 12, and 12 did way like opened it up. With the drums, I went to something lower. I think 8K brought up the hats and the attack and made it a little bit brighter. So okay, so these guitars need to come down, so we're going to do that from the box here on these faders. And we have a digital click. So this happens a lot. What I'm going to do here is noise reduction, RX10, declick. First, I'm going to duplicate this. Duplicate. I always duplicate if I do any audio suite committing. Oh, still there. That's bad, but do this. Okay, so I don't like that to have all those sounds, all the delays and the reverb. That's cool for the other keys. So here, I have another set of inputs open. So that's gonna be 1920, and that's where we're gonna send these. Yeah, because it already has delay in it, and I don't want to add anything to it. So let's hear it. Same with this one. This one's going there as well. 1920. We'll split these up. Okay, so I'm actually gonna do a plugin before I go into the console. I wanted to do some stereo panning. So we are going to use Sound Toys. Sound Toys. This one's going to be Panmat. Okay. I have no idea why it's only doing the left side. Huh. What's going on here? That is super strange. Okay, so let's try another plugin. Let's go with waves. Bower motion. Really fun plugin. Too much movement. It's fun though. That was a fun one. Yeah, the movement softens it up for me. So we're gonna commit this again. I usually don't commit stuff, but because I'm relying on Ableton and doing a bunch of in the box routing. I don't want to. I want to keep the DSP usage down. So let's A/B it with the original. So we're gonna turn the plugin off. Like the slight movement helps the keys fall back into the mix, and they're doing this as opposed to being more like here. And I wanted to create that space for the vocal. Okay, I think it's getting into a good place. Great. Love where that sits in the headphones. Sounded great on the NS10, so let's keep going.
Night owl, walking through my door. What a fool you've been. I don't love you no more. Well,
So I'm gonna explain a little bit about the vocal processing. Gabe has a very particular chain he has when he records his vocals. It's very heavy on, I'm gonna say, decapitator, and he uses a few other things inside of FL, and that works for him. It's a great sound. But with this song, he does the same thing that I do, which was print the effects, and he sent me the dry version of his vocals, no effects like no reverbs, delays, or anything like that, just processing. I took it, I added a phaser flanger kind of combo to give it like this warbly sound, and I really liked it. It reminded me of some Bowie stuff, so we've kept it. I printed that from Ableton and brought it over here. So this is what you're hearing, that effect.
night owl, walking through my door. I don't love you no more.
So I found it to be really cool. So what we're gonna do now is put it into the mix and work on it.
I don't love you no. Here comes the night owl, walking through my door. What a fool you've been. I don't love you no more. Well, now they're trying to tell me what a fool you've been.
So for the vocals, the EQ went with 8K. We're doing about a 3 to 4 dB boost, and you can just automatically hear it. So I wanted to show you guys again. This is with the EQ on.
Here comes the night owl, walking through my door.
Now I'm taking the effect off. I mean the EQ.
Here comes the night owl, walking through my door.
Back on.
What a fool you've been. I don't love you no more. Well, now they're trying to tell me what a fool you've been. Well, now we've done it over. I don't love you no more. Well, I know what you've been putting down. Yeah, but baby, 'cause the news is so over town, so long night out, so
Okay, I like where the vocal is in the mid-range top end, but I feel like I lost some body. So now we're gonna focus on getting some body on this mix, on this vocal mix. Uh, let's get it.
Here comes the night owl, walking through my door. What a fool you've been. I don't love you no more. Well, now they're trying to tell me what a fool you've been. Well, now we've done it over. I don't love you no more. Well, I know what you've been putting down. Yeah, but baby, 'cause the news is so over town, so long night out, so long. When are we done it over? I don't love you no more. So long night out, so long. When are we done it over? I don't love you no more. I don't love you no more. Night out, I don't love you no more.
Sacramento. And she wanted to slide down.
Here comes the night owl, walking through my door. What a fool you've been. I don't love you no more. Well, now they're trying to tell me.
All right, so I was messing around with the kicks. The kick level feeling was a little hot, and then just pocketing the vocal. So I'm gonna play back, and I'm actually gonna hear on the headphones here for the stream. It's a good little reference for me.
Here comes the night owl, walking through my door. What a fool you've been. I don't love you no more. Well,
couple of weeks ago, I met this girl at a bar, and she wanted to meet up with me after I got off work. And she was with her friend at the time. Her friend came up to me and asked me for her number.
Here comes the night owl, walking through.
A couple of weeks ago, I met this girl at a bar, and she wanted to meet up with me after I got off work. And she was with her friend at the time. Her friend came up to me and asked me for her number.
Here comes the night owl, walking through my door.
She wanted to meet up with me after I got off work.
So I'm just doing minor tweaks. I really like how everything's sitting. I'm just trying to get some balances here and there, but overall it's great. And at this point, I would probably take it in the box. So I'm going to quickly show you what I do to print stamps into the box and the process, just the thought behind it. And the next time I come back to this mix, will be exclusively in the box, but we started the mix from the console, got the tones I wanted from the console, and yeah, it's going to be a different energy then. So first, we'll do the drums. So I got the VCA solo drums. Now, I'm going to create a new audio track. It's Command Shift N for you quick keys people. I'm going to create a stereo audio track. I'm going to put drums _ T for Toft. Great. Now, you're listening to everything from Ableton. I'm going to create a track with the same inputs, 9 and 10, but I'm going to record them into Pro Tools. So input is going to be 9 and 10. I'm going to arm the track and record it. Actually, I am also going to record the effects. So we're going to go stereo track, drums, FX, Toft. And if you see here, FX are 1516. So I'm going to come back to the track, select 1516, and put it into record. And everything's armed, ready. Let's track. Okay, so basically, I shut off the playback on the headphones. I'm sorry, on the stream because it's just drums. You can see that I'm tracking both. So you can see I'm tracking the effects, I'm tracking the drums, and that's gonna happen for a minute. So I go through. It's a tedious process. That's why I don't always mix in through the console, and it depends on the style. Like I knew that this song could be brought more to life through the console. It just does a glue that I like. In the box, you can achieve it. Obviously, I just like the console. I wanted that tone on this song, and that's why I went with it. And you guys also get a chance to see when I work with the console what I'm doing. The EQing is like the biggest thing for me. Like the EQs are very, very musical. They add a really cool depth to it. So I generally like it. And what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna do the prints. So I'll print all the stuff in drums. I'll print the bass. Probably the guitar. Yeah, do the guitars as well. And I group even further, so I'll have I'm like mixing off of group stems basically at this point. And then I'll get into my actual routing that I do with most of my mixes. And you guys, when you guys come back to if you guys check the next episode of this one, I'm going to do a part 2 and probably part 3. So my part 2 will be when I finish the mix in the box, and then the part 3 would be revisions with Gabe and myself. Because once you take a mix and you listen to it in the world, things change, and you never know. So yeah, the back to the console. So the console, it's a great tool. If you stay through various points of the episode, you're gonna see that I don't actually pay attention to the stream, the computer, anything. I'm just listening to the speakers, and I'm focusing on the console. I'm manually moving stuff, and I like it because like I just get away from overthinking, and it has like a whole different sense of what your priority is when you're sitting down and listening to the speakers. Because I have this whole board in front of me, I'm moving stuff, and I'm just paying attention to what each move on the EQ does, on the levels, and you know, I know how hard I'm sending stuff into the console from Pro Tools, and how hard I'm sending the channels on the console to the subs, and then the subs into Pro Tools. So, oh, there we go. So that's done. So once that's done, I basically turn all these tracks off. I make them inactive, and then I would do the same here. Now the bass doesn't have an actual stereo sound, so I will just select the input, which is 1112. Where's my bass VCA? Boom. Basses are soloed. You can see here, just the bass. Great. And let me see. Come here. Arm this track. Yeah, so my bass didn't go to any effects, so I don't have to record the effects from the bass. And you're also going to sometimes, well, no, not sometimes. There we go. There's going to be a slight, um, what is it? Latency with the recording, because we're going through from the computer to the console, back into my Orion, and from the Orion tracking into Pro Tools. There is milliseconds of delays, and I have to push it back. If everything goes to the console and I don't add any other elements from the original stems, I don't have to do anything. But if I try to, let's say I come back to the mix on Monday and I'm like, hey, drums don't sound great from the console. Let me go back to the original drums. Then I have to make sure that everything is in its place properly. So the struggles. Oh, interesting. Yeah, so that's the struggle of recording through the console. You know, you A/B stuff. If I felt like I was gonna do the whole mix on the console, I leave everything up, and when I come back, I'll just adjust stuff back and forth. But you experienced some of the problems that I had, which was the input jack on the left side of the claps was a little wonky, and I wasn't getting a full level. So I have to deal with that. So I have to make sure that when I turn the console on, everything works, all the channels work. It's not a given. Sounds crazy, but that's just the nature of a console like this, and most consoles as well. This one is particularly has some wonkiness to it, but it's part of the build and also what I would consider some of the magic of the console. So, anyways, I'm gonna stay here and finish all this printing, and I will bring this mix back up all in the box sometime next week. Appreciate everyone who stayed with us for 2 hours plus. Be sure to follow me on social media at Stuart_Hidalgo, all major platforms. And yeah, appreciate your time. We'll chat soon. Cheers.